Hello and welcome to the operational case study revision videos with Practice Tests Academy. If you're looking at this video, then I'm guessing you're pretty much all the way through E1, P1 and F1 exams, the actual exams themselves. But what we're going to do throughout the course of these three videos is to think about E1, P1 and F1 from the point of view of the case study, as opposed to from the point of view of passing your individual objective tests. So the operational case study, it's essentially a work-based simulation. It emphasises application as opposed to how much you can regurgitate in terms of your knowledge. It's about the implementation of decisions for the reasonably short term. So you've got to imagine you're in a work-based scenario. You'll be presented with some information on the day in the exam. You'll also have some information given to you before the day as well to set the scene for you, and you need to respond to the information that's given to you on the day and the tasks that are given to you on the day in a work type scenario. It's about thinking on your feet. The idea of the exam is to test your ability as an entry-level finance professional, so your basic knowledge and skills, techniques and mindset. And as a result of passing this paper, you'll be awarded the CIMA Diploma in Management Accounting. Now, the exam itself, you'll be given before the exam, a few weeks before the exam, some pre-scene information, which is background. It'll tell you something about a business and the industry that business is in. It might include things like some newspaper articles, some financial statements for you to have a look through, and that's there to set the scene. It does help to be very familiar with that information and to have thought through the issues before the day, but don't be fooled into thinking that you will get a pass mark by analysing that pre-scene to death and sort of trying to see messages in it that other people haven't seen. It doesn't work like that. It's there to just set the scene for you. You'll be given some new information on the day that will be the main focus of the questions given to you on the day, and the pre-scene gives you the background to it. You're asked to perform tasks, not answer questions. So this will be the kind of stuff that you'd be asked about in the workplace. Can you write me an email advising me on this matter? You know, it's those kinds of things you'd be doing rather than specific knowledge-intensive questions that you get in an exam. There are 4 sections, so 4 different sets of tasks. Each section will last 45 minutes, and they are self-contained, almost mini exams in a way, because that 45 minutes, if you finish early, you can't bank that time. And in other words, you can't add it on to the next section. If you finish early, that time is just lost. You can't go back to a section either. So my message to you there is to make sure you spend the full 45 minutes on each section, even if it means for the last couple of minutes you're just sort of polishing up the language and the presentation and so on. You'll be asked to answer your questions in various different formats. It could be emails, it could be a report, it could be a letter, and the most important thing about those things is tone. So making sure you get the tone right and the structure right for that format. Now, for the operational case study, the lead paper really is P1, the management accounting paper, which may well not surprise you considering it's a management accounting qualification. But that doesn't mean it's more important than the others. It just means that it tends to be that these scenarios centres around P1 type issues, but of course E1 and F1 will come in there as well, and your ability to sort of link together the different areas of the 3 different sub-syllabuses is very important in this exam. Something that I see a lot of students do, which is something you're not going to do, is to go back to their OT exam notes and try and relearn P1, E1 and F1. You've passed those exams. This isn't re-examining it, not in the same way. You need to think of this as being a bigger picture type situation. So as opposed to knowing the detailed knowledge of individual technical aspects of the syllabus, we're looking in more general at how these concepts apply or maybe don't apply that well in certain situations. So the way to prepare for this exam is not to go back to your OT exam notes, it's actually to focus on question practice. And there are plenty of mocks available out there within a week or two of the pre-seen information becoming available, or a day or two usually, that focuses on that particular pre-seen information. So my suggestion to you is to do as many mocks as you can lay your hands on and get feedback on your answers. In the real exam software, practicing your questions means that you'll be ready for the day. And that real exam software is available on the CIMA website. It's also available, or a version of it available through Practice Tests Academy. So we're going to be going through each paper, but considering it from the perspective of the operational case study, as opposed to preparing you for the individual OT exams, which you've either passed or are just about to pass before you go on to do the case.